My name is Dale Lecure, and welcome to my channel. I love helping parents create healthier, happier, more financially secure homes by providing information, resources, and a very unique opportunity in the network marketing industry. So go on and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out.
This is going to be fantastic. This is another incredible story from our Mental Wellness Warriors group. Deborah's going to be sharing, this really kind of like light bulb moment that went on with her daughter when her daughter kind of like sat her down and said, "Hey, Ma, like, you're really hard to be around. Like, you're not like sending off good vibes here." So it's kind of a wake up call for Deborah. Let us know, like, that had to have been like a pretty interesting moment when your daughter like sat you down and was like really serious. Like, I have to talk to you about something.
Yes, hi Dell. Thanks for interviewing me. It was a moment when she came to me, I knew that it was something serious, and she told me it was about me. It wasn't something that was going on in her life. It was something she needed to talk to me about me. And part of me, I guess my gut feeling was, oh, I know what this is about, but it was just such a difficult subject for me to even bring up or think about, that I was sort of in denial of the way I was and the way I was behaving. So I actually got myself a notebook. I said, okay, I'll take notes, like whatever it is, I want to make sure I'm taking this seriously. And we sat down, and that's when she told me, that it was just hard for her to want to be around me anymore because of my behavior. And it was really, then she was telling me some of the specific things about my behavior that was hard for her. And she really wanted to be around. She wanted to hang out with her mom, and we, were very close. So it was necessary for her. It was so difficult for her to bring up, but it was so necessary for our relationship to be what it is now. So I'm so grateful to her. And that was the first thing I said is, wow, that's first off, thank you for caring so much, about your mom and about our relationship. And secondly, I just said, wow, you're amazing. You're so brave to do this, face to face with me. I just was amazed by her.
Yeah, really, like such a mature thing to do, right? Incredible.
So yeah, I mean, I said I wish I could have done it with my own mom, there were times when I wanted to, but it was just something I didn't know how to talk to her about that.
So what kinds of things did she describe, like the way you were acting? And tell us like something, that you were kind of like shoving under the rug kind of thing.
Mostly like a sense of just being totally stuck, not moving forward, not being able to find joy in things. All of my happy-go-lucky spirit, it was just gone. And she knew me as someone that was really fun to be around. And it was like, I was just behaving like someone who had no energy and no joy for the future. I couldn't plan things. In fact, even thinking about planning things that normally would be like a fun thing, always felt like, oh no, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of work, or it's going to be hard for me, or it's going to be painful, or, so I had that kind of very negative about things that could have been fun, for the family. So it was just a continuous thing.
Were you living like a healthy lifestyle at the time? Like, were you kind of like what the heck is going on? Were you even like conscious of it?
I was definitely conscious of it, but it just got to a point, it really felt like a rut. It felt like, and I couldn't get out of it, and I knew it. I could see myself and I could hear myself. And, I was getting tired of hearing myself actually talking about, what is this thing? What's in my head? Is it in my head? As far as healthy lifestyle, yeah. I mean, we eat really well. I cook all the time. I buy, fresh fruits and vegetables, and we're pretty much vegetarian mostly. So very health conscious family.
Were you experiencing any kind of like physical symptoms?
Yeah, I mean, I've been tested for Lyme disease probably 4 times now. Some doctors would say, it sounds like you might have fibromyalgia. Maybe we should test you, or there's not really any tests for that. But, like always trying to diagnose and find a solution so that it would make sense. Oh, it's that. So now we can do this about it. And this has been going on for years and years, by the way, Dale. It's not a norm. It's not a recent thing, but it was getting worse and worse, and more like I just didn't know where to turn. So when you're in that state of mind, it's almost like you need somebody to take you by the hand and say, okay, I hear you, and here's a few things that I've looked at, or, like I've done some research. It's almost, that's what I needed, almost like, because I had no energy to even look into it anymore. I felt like I've done it all, like I've tried so many things that didn't seem to help. That it's almost like I just kind of gave up.
Yeah. So I think it's so interesting how life is. And so as a photographer and illustrator, you were doing a book. Talk about that. You were working for someone. And
Actually, it's a acupuncturist here in Saratoga, Patricia Shea, was writing a book, and she had actually put a message out on Facebook asking if anybody would like to illustrate her book. And she made like a little joke. It's about poop stool charts and things like that, the normal thing. And I said, yeah, I'll do it. And immediately we started to talk. And so I illustrated this book for Bridget, and it's all about the microbiome and the brain and the way the body, works in that way. So I was doing illustrations for her book before I learned about Amare's Protocol. And so I was starting to learn about that. I still didn't really make the connection though, but I was doing these illustrations.
Crazy.
It took me a while to get it, to understand. Or maybe that's me. Maybe I've got some sort of gut problems, and that's what's causing the problem.
So you got on, long story short, right? You finally did say, maybe this could be it. The light bulb went off. Like maybe this could be what's making my body inflamed, what's making my mind be like overwhelmed and all that. And really low mood, low energy. So tell us where you're at now. So you've been rebalancing your gut microbiome. You've been, got the gut talking to the brain and all that. So where are you at now, and how long have you been on the protocol?
Been just over a year, actually, a year and a month now. And I actually found right away an immediate response. My body immediately told me, this is what's going on with your brain. This is what's going on with your mood and your low energy and everything. It was an immediate response. So for me, it was immediate. What's that?
What do you mean by immediate?
Well, as soon as I started to take the probiotics and get on the protocol, I felt different. The moods, the feeling that, there was no hope for my future, my anxiety. I had like these, actually sometimes anxiety attacks, I didn't even know what they were, where I just could hardly function for the day. And they just came out of nowhere. It was just a feeling in my body. And I would cry a lot. I cried nearly every day, at least once. No apparent reason, right? It was just, I felt so, with a sense of overwhelm and not knowing where to turn. All that just went away from starting to balance my gut. So I for me, it was really easy to say, well, okay, that's one of the reasons why I'm feeling this way. And that was very exciting for me. I mean, I couldn't believe how different I felt, like pretty quickly. And now I'm feeling, I've never felt that anxiety again since, ever, which is incredible to me. It's not like I don't have times when I'm sad about, there's plenty of things to be upset and sad about right now. It's not like I'm not feeling things, but I feel like my stress resilience is way up. I can tolerate so much more, and I can still deep feel things and everything, but it doesn't give me that sense of total overwhelm where I feel like I can't move.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like sometimes I felt like a rabbit, like when a rabbit senses there's a prey and it just freezes. I'm one of those people that freezes, the fear response. I just kind of, and then it was like I felt like I couldn't do anything. So now I'm doing all kinds of fun things. I feel so joyful most of the time. And I think this is really the way I normally am. This feels more like me, more like the person that I thought had gone and had disappeared somewhere.
Wow. That is so inspiring to me, because I feel like so many people right now, especially during what's happening in our world, kind of are losing themselves, and they're losing the joy, and there's so much stress that it's kind of like drowning people almost.
Right.
So
I agree.
like the stress resilience is so important, and our immune system too. So incredible, incredible. So I know that your friends kind of like are noticing like a change in you. Like you can see it in your face, like the joy, like it's so different. Like you can tell within a person's face, like if they're stressed or you know what I mean? Like you can.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could see it in my own face, and that just made me feel the worst. And it was like a spiral, that it just kept feeding on itself. I look at myself and I think, oh my God, you look awful. You look so miserable. That's because you are miserable, like that. And now I just feel happy, and I'm not even looking. I'm just off, having fun. I don't think I've ever felt so excited about life as I do right now. I mean, that's a big statement, I know, because, I've had a lot of great things in my life. But this vigor that I feel is something that's totally new that I've never experienced, even as a teenager.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible. So I know that you are really passionate about, this protocol because it's literally changed your life. But you've also embarked on sharing it and telling people your story and becoming a mental wellness advocate, as am I, especially at this time in the world is something people are looking for, like holistic solutions to help with mental wellness. So tell us a little bit about that. Like could you see yourself in the beginning? Like, I guess you had to have your results first and then you were kind of like, I have to shout this from the mountaintops. Is that how it went? Or were you like from the beginning, like knowing about the science and knowing that this stuff really does matter? Like, were you like out of the gates, like people need to know about this?
I think I am an out of the gates kind of a person. I'm an Aries. I'm an action taker. I'm a sort of I'm spontaneous. I don't think too hard about something if I feel like it's a good thing. I mean, I did go to California and meet everyone, and I met Dr. Sean Talbot, who creates the products for Amare, and I met actually everybody there in the corporate world because I felt so confident about this company actually with the products that they're producing that I wanted to meet everyone. So I've never done that before. So that was a level of commitment right there. But no, I think I said, if this works, if I feel different, because I always feel like, oh, it works for everybody else. It never works for me because I tried so many things. I said, if this works for me, I'm going to be definitely telling people about it. And I would tell them about it anyway, like whether it was a business or not. But that's the kind of person I am. I'm not going to keep something secret from someone if I hear them that they need, if they're suffering or they're talking to me about something, but well, I may have something that could help you. Are you open to looking at another possibility? And if they are, then, it's up to them, it's up to that person. But I definitely am not the kind of person that keeps my mouth shut.
Yeah, I love that.
Things,
I think like human nature is that way. If you see a good movie or you go to a good restaurant, it's like, you got to go to this, you know what I mean? But this is like such an incredible thing. And how could you keep it to yourself? Like we see hundreds and thousands of transformations every day, that people are getting from these protocols. So both you and I are like on a mission to get this message out. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And I do believe that it will touch someone's life. And please share this. If we have a group called Mental Wellness Warriors, and we are happy to invite you into the community. If you want to see more stories, we literally have hundreds, if not thousands, of stories of people whose life has been impacted by just simply getting the gut back in balance. So thank you so much for sharing your story. Really, it's just amazing and inspires me. I heard a little bit more today that I hadn't heard before. I didn't realize that you had like physical symptoms, but it all makes sense now that I understand the science of it. A lot of people have like these symptoms that doctors are like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And people don't make the connection that it could be a mental component, but not mental in the sense that you're creating it, but there's a connection between the gut and the brain. So
right. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. That was the thing that I guess I didn't get about myself, and that was the aha moment for me was, oh my gosh, yeah, okay, so it was like I knew it. It was almost like in the back of my mind. I did know all that, but I needed to understand that, yeah, all of this pain, it feels like it's psychosomatic almost, and it feels like you're just kind of making it up or you're making it worse by thinking about it. But it's there, it's physical pain. But then it felt like it was being brought on by me feeling depressed about being in pain. It was like, well, what came first, the pain or the depression? And then the doctors are like doing blood tests, and they're like, no, your blood's coming back normal, you're healthy, you're this, that. There's no reason why. And I'm just like, yeah, but well, am I crazy then? Like that. So that's where you start trying to hide, because you feel like maybe I'm just making this all up.
So where's your head? Do you have any pain now?
I've got something going on with my knee, and I think it's from an old injury.
No more like pain?
No, I don't have that. No, it was just kind of random, like one place and then another place. Yeah.
Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. And we have a lot of stories about that too, like inflammatory stuff like fibromyalgia and RA, and even like brain inflammation, like brain and stuff like that. And Dr. Sean talks about that as well. So amazing story. So what would you say to somebody that's just like has just really low mood and isn't feeling well and eating healthy foods and exercising and doing the things, but it's just not feeling good? Like, what would you say to them?
Well, yeah, a lot of people feel like they've got to start eliminating things or, exercising harder or something like that. But sometimes it could be possible that your body's just missing something that it really needs, and a lot of times we think, oh, we'll just go eat some food for that. But it needs to be a specific thing in order for your body to do what the body knows to heal itself, because the body has that ability. It's an amazing machine, right?
I know.
It just needs certain things. So I would just say the main thing is to be open to possibilities and look into things. Do your own research, talk to people like Dale and I, and find out what it is by doing and see if it's something that you want to try. I mean, I'm just so grateful that I did it, because I don't know where I'd be right now if I was still in that state. So just be open-minded and be your own investigator.
That's great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to don't just settle for this is my life. I'm going to be in pain all my life. There's nothing I can do because the doctors say there's nothing I can do. Take it upon yourself, like you say, to do the research. And the only way to really know is to put it in your body. And like you knew right away, like this is it. Like was the missing link.
Yeah, and you really, as a customer, you have nothing to lose. I mean, it's a money back guarantee for a whole year, right? Which I think is kind of crazy, but it's a long time. All right.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And again, if you want to come into the community, comment community, and we can show you some other stories based on whatever kind of symptoms you may have. But it all really goes back to the gut. It's just unbelievable how it all works. All right, Deborah.
It's our motherboard.
It's our motherboard.
It's our motherboard.